Hi, I'm back here to do a few examples of how to calculate slopes of lines. Okay, so you see, I just want to recap some of the things that we talked about. So we talked about this idea of the rate of change being equal to the slope. Okay, and this idea of a slope really can be illustrated by looking at mountains. Okay, so as we looked at this mountain, and we considered our path as we were climbing up. Okay, a couple things that we had to figure out to determine what our slope was our rise and our run. Okay, and we can figure out what our rise and our run is by making this right angle triangle underneath our line. Okay, and so we say that this was another example of a slope that was going down. So here we had a negative slope, and we determined that the slope was in fact negative. It was a negative 1/2 when we did our calculation. So if I asked you to determine the slope of a line, okay, what you first need to do is figure out where your starting point is. Okay, so if I have my line here, okay, let's talk about my walking path. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this two different ways, but if I was going to start walking it from this point here, okay, and then I would stop here and then start walking up. Okay, so if I'm starting at this point, okay, we'll call it A. We'll call this point B. Okay, if I start at A and I walk towards C, okay, I can figure out my run. Okay, so I'm going 1, 2, 3 blocks to the right. So whenever I'm going to the right, I'm going in a positive direction, and I'm going 3 blocks. Okay, once I arrive here, I can look at the change in my height, okay, to figure out my rise. Okay, so I start walking from here, and I'm going up 1, 2, and 3. So whenever I'm going up, I'm also moving in a positive direction, and I'm going up 3 blocks. So my slope, okay, is equal to my rise over my run. Okay, make my substitution where my rise is a positive 3. Okay, and my run is a positive 3. Okay, and so a positive over a positive is just a positive number, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay, so my slope here is in fact 1. Okay, now I wanna talk about this example in a little bit of a different way. Let's say that we decided we were going to walk from B to A. Okay, so let's say we decided to start at B and walk to A. So I can make my path here. Make sure I'm dealing with it. Let's go orange this time. Mix it up a little bit. So if I'm walking down here, I could stop. If I want to arrive at A, okay, I can make a turn here and head over in this direction. Okay, so if I start at B, okay, I'm just going to label my rise and my run here. So my rise, right? Rise goes up and down, and my run goes left to right. Okay. So if I start at B, I'm going down 1, 2, 3. So whenever I'm going down, my sign is negative. Because I'm going 1, 2, 3 blocks, my rise is -3. Okay, so once I arrive here, okay, I'm going 1, 2, 3 blocks to the left. If I'm moving left, my answer also, my run also is negative. So 1, 2, 3 to the left. Left is negative, so we're also going -3. So if I look at my slope again, my slope is equal to my rise, right, over my run, which is equal to -3 over -3. Remember, a negative over a negative is a positive, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. So just like before, whether I start at A or B, I'm always going to end up with the same slope, okay? But we have to make sure that we get the direction of our signs correct. So if I'm going down, okay, my sign is negative. If I'm going left, okay, my sign is negative. Okay, if we go back to our other picture here, if I'm going up, my sign is positive. If I'm going right, okay, then my sign is also positive. Okay, I hope Hope that helps. I'll come back and I'll do a few more examples of calculating slopes of lines. Thank you.